And that's from a player who does normally read the opponents very well, but nobody reads the forehand. Not consistently anyway.
40-30.
Fourth double fault for Amanda. Looking up for a bit of inspiration from the flying ants.
All set up by the returner serve that Amanda just couldn't do enough with it. Easy put away for Steffi. Deuce.
First service. Advantage, Miss Coetzer.
She got to the first one, but no chance at all on the second.
And this is where you make mistakes, because Amanda's under pressure the whole duration of this particular point. It's a great return, big forehand, but she's not able to do enough, and eventually you pay the penalty. So when you're under that kind of pressure against Steffi, you've got to still come up with good shots, and then you make the odd mistake and it's counted as an unforced error, and I think that's a little bit unkind.
Deuce. Advantage, Miss Coetzer.
Well, a rare forehand error there from Steffi Graf. I don't think the ball came onto her nearly as well as she expected it to. Point again for a 4-1 lead.
Ball!
Now, if you give this player half a chance with a short ball on the forehand side, it's going to get put away 99 times out of 100.
Absolutely, and if it doesn't get put away, it's a forced error for you, because you're not going to reply to it.
Advantage, Miss Brock.
Just dropping the ball a little bit too short is Amanda, but that shot there, she dropped it short, but the shot that she replied to was so deep. She couldn't come up with a good shot herself.
Yeah, this is a point for the break back for Steffi. Only her third break point opportunity the whole game. But she has converted 2 out of 3, and we're back on the serve. Amanda puts the lead in 3-2.
Game is drawn. Miss Coetzer leads by 3 games.
Well, I don't quite know what Amanda was trying to do there, whether she's trying to play a drop shot or a moon ball deep. But at the end, she played neither. It was an easy put away. It looks to me like Amanda is just a little bit confused, a little bit uncertain as to what she should be doing out there. She should know what she's supposed to do, because they've played so often and she's had a number of wins against Steffi. But today she's just hasn't really fired, and Steffi, to be honest with you, has been a little bit inconsistent, but brilliant when it matters. Look at the serve, the forehand return, and then she did nothing. And you see, look at those feet, very, very quick to get to the ball. There's another player that's very quick to the ball as short balls.
Time.
And that's Andre Agassi. He does the same thing. He gets to a short ball so fast that the ball is still high when he hits the ball. He's not trying to lift the ball over the net. He's hitting the ball when it's above the height of the net. That's the way to do it.
Just in case you're wondering, no one has yet seen Andre Agassi in South Africa this week.
Wait, please. Thank you. Love.
Well, and it's very, very difficult to return the ball to the Graf backhand, Bob. She's so quick in running around those shots, eh?
Well, it's nearly an ace. Very powerful first serve.
Games from 3 games all.
Well, when that Graf forehand is not hitting winners, it's putting Amanda Coetzer under pressure. We're back on serve in the second set, 3-all. The pace of the match has started to liven up. Well, both girls now hitting quite a heavier weight of shot.
Especially Steffi. Like that one there, that was a heavy forehand return of serve. A little bit surprised about the tactics that Amanda's using, because when she's beaten Steffi, she's attacked the forehand of her opponent. But today she's not attacking it, she's almost defending to the forehand. She's in a lot of trouble. Maybe she's not feeling the ball well herself. Maybe she really isn't feeling the ball on the strings as well as she'd like. But anyone who has the courage to attack Steffi on the forehand, it takes tremendous courage and talent to do so, will put her into a lot of difficult situations. And I say that because her best forehand is always the one where she runs around the backhand. She can choose it. When she has to run to the forehand, like there, she's stretching to the forehand, and okay, it was a return of serve. She's not quite as comfortable. The Williams sisters and Lindsay Davenport, they certainly have the power to attack Graf's forehand. But if you don't attack it, and that's a defensive shot to the forehand, you're going to get punished. She hasn't won 107 tournaments in her career, including 22 Grand Slams, for nothing.
2 break points for Steffi for a 4-3 lead.
13-14.
Amanda's been up to the net exactly 3 times in this match, and she's won all 3 of them. That wasn't such a good approach shot, but she got away with it. Still break point. She needs a good, solid second serve. Oh dear.
Game is from. New balls, please.
So, double fault number 5 for Amanda Coetzer. Well, what has been feared all day has just started to materialise at Westridge Park. Quite heavy rain is falling. So with Steffi Graf leading by first set 6-3 and a 4-3 and a break in the second, play has been suspended, and this large crowd will now seek some sort of shelter. And there are the players leaving the court for the changing rooms. And this will obviously takes some wide bob, because even though it's just a short sprinkling, it makes this court very, very slippery.
Especially the lines, and unfortunately there are no covers here, so we have to now wait when the rain does stop, if it stops, for the court to dry. And if it's sunlight or windy, then the court will dry a lot quicker. It won't dry all that fast tonight, unfortunately, so we don't know at this stage what will happen. But Steffi 6-3, 4-3 with a break.
5 minutes. There you see the flags are flying. The court is dry. As we look across the Durban skyline, the players are now back on court, and play will shortly commence after another 5-minute warm-up. But time just to maybe have a little look back at how quickly this court was dry. Well, here you are. This court, normally, when it gets this wet after a short, sharp shower, takes probably an hour or an hour and 10 minutes to dry, with the help of volunteers from the crowd bringing their own dryers, in some cases their shirts, onto court. This court, and using all parts of their body, this court was dry in less than 15 minutes. So a brilliant effort by the Durban crowd. All ages rushed out to help. And the court was dry, as I say, in record time.
Well, the players, because of the break, will get a little warm-up before they start again. Just to remind you of the score, 6-3 to Graf and 4-3 to Graf with a break. But during the break, went downstairs, and some of the locals, the elderly statesmen of the locals, are saying that this is the best tennis crowd that they've had at Westridge Park for in excess of 40 years. Well, just goes to show you, if you bring the superstars out, and there's 2 superstars here tonight, in my opinion, well, the people will come, because Durban did have a bad reputation, because we played a couple of Davis Cup matches here and a Fed Cup match here, and literally the only people that came were relatives. Well, they'll come and watch the superstars. So if we want good tennis, and if we want South African tennis to benefit, we have to invite the superstars out here. Amanda was saying during the break that the court is quick. She was here a couple of years ago for a Fed Cup match against Australia, and she felt that the court was terribly slow then. Well, now it's a little bit quick, and I thought it was slow, but looks can be deceiving. And she says it's fractionally inconsistent. So perhaps what needs to be done before the next big event is a resurfacing. A little bit of money involved, but it's worth it if you can just get the players to produce the goods. Rita Lewis from South Africa, a chair lady, has had international experience as Rita Lewis, and I know that she would love nothing more than, like all of us, to see more tennis tournaments, international tennis tournaments in South Africa. She loves being an umpire, and she'd just love to do it a little bit more often. But
1 minute later.
tournaments, and money's the biggest problem. I'm not being critical of South African tennis at all, but money's the major problem. And if you can get the sponsors interested in sponsoring the events, then you can have events. I wish we could do something in this country like Spain do for their young men and women. They just have tournaments after small tournaments, but with world ranking points and a bit of money, a lot of experience. We don't have anything in this country, or virtually.
Bob, we mentioned money in the game, and of course that takes sponsors, and Spa, of course, are probably the longest serving tennis sponsor. Now just celebrated 10 years of sponsoring the Spa Women's Doubles, which is the largest women's team event, or in the doubles event, in the world, I believe.
It is, and it's a great event, and it started off a little bit slowly 10 years ago, but it's now where just about every club in the nation want to send their champions to this event, and they play off regions, and then they go beyond the regions till eventually they get to the national side of things. And It's a great event with good prizes, and it's really for the amateur ladies. It's not for the Amanda Coetzers and the Marianne Swartz and the Annette Krugers and the Jessica Steff. It's not for them, but it's for all the other thousands and thousands of ladies playing the game. But enough of that. And we're back to the real McCoy now, with Steffi Graf serving at 4-3 in the second set with a break, having won the first at 6-3.
And Bob serving with new balls. It's a pretty sweet serve to start the replay with.
What the players will do is, when they do the warm-up, they will use other balls for the warm-up, and then the match balls will be brought back in, or in this case the new balls will be brought in. So they are completely and utterly new. Didn't even have the 5-minute warm-up.
Well, just looking at my statistics, Steffi Graf's 9th double fault of this match. It's not 2 sets out of it. Disconcerting number. Double figures. Well, she came out and played the first 2 points with some cracking serves, and then 2 doubles to follow it. Jekyll and Hyde.
Interesting to see where this second serve goes. The 2 doubles, one was long and the other one's well short. This is a good one.
So a point now for a 5-3 lead for the former world number 1. Always difficult after a rain delay, Bob, to get back into the rhythm of the match.
Oh, some players find it very easy, but I think 90% of them find it even more difficult to come back again than it is to start. Good forehand there by Graf, but very hesitant was Amanda to stretch. Maybe it's a little bit wet back there, but nothing with it. Advantage to Graf for a 5-3 lead.
Now that was a pretty solid return of serve from the two-handed backhand of Amanda Coetzer. Right, well, here's a chance to get back into this set on a breakdown. This is Amanda Coetzer's 15th breakpoint opportunity this match, but so far she's only converted one.
First service.
Well, just as before, when Amanda Coetzer broke Steffi Graf, it's a double fault from the German. Presents Amanda with the break, and we're all square. 4-all in the second set.
You'd really have to break serve, wouldn't you, if your opponent gives you 3 double faults in one game? Was meant to go that short. It was a humdinger of a return of serve. Amanda serving away from us. It looked like a pretty clean hit, so clearly that's what she meant to do. Love 15.
Some pretty serious slice on both those backhands, Bob.
Amazing she doesn't cut the ball in half. She sometimes puts so much slice on the ball. When you look at a slice, Michael, it's a fine shot. It's a different shot because most people are coming over. As we see this last point, the return and the big forehand forcing the error. But watching Steffi over the years, her backhand is a brilliant shot, slice as it may be, but when she starts to muscle the ball, that's when she starts to miss. 2 breaks. There wasn't much speed on that serve, but man, there's a lot of disguise, and it was very short. Look at how short that serve landed. Almost halfway between the service line and the net. Still break point. Oh, yes, 2 in a row. Oh, a long time before she gets 2 aces in a row again. That isn't to say that she doesn't serve the odd one, but not 2 in a row.
Well, Amanda Coetzer now really firing on all cylinders.
Advantage, Miss Coetzer.
The return stayed low, and this was a very difficult shot, but she made it look so easy.
Great play, Amanda. From really being in serious trouble. Great points down. Amanda holds serve, and she leads 5-4 in the second set.
Game Miss Coetzer. Miss Coetzer leads by 5 games to 4 second set. First set, Miss Graf.
Well, once again, she comes up to the net and wins the point. There's a fine backhand volley. Perhaps could have been wider, but it was hit extremely firmly. There's just no way that Steffi could catch up to that shot and control the forehand.
Certainly, Bob, whenever she's come to the net, Amanda, she's won the point. I think it's only been 3 or 4 times the whole match, but every time she's won the point either with a shot or a forced error.
Absolutely. It's the 5th time she's come up, and she's won all 5.
So there's a little bit of maybe a guide there for Amanda. She should maybe start to put a bit of psychological pressure on the Graf by attacking the net a bit more.
She's got to get the confidence to believe that she can do it, and she'll find days where she will have that confidence, but too often, unfortunately, she won't have that confidence. She won't go up in that. It's a little bit like Steffi with it coming over the backhand. She does it rather well, but there are days that you don't see her even try it. There are other days that she'll probably play 20 of them.
What a cracker. That short ball kept very low, but again, Steffi picked it up and made it look so easy. Rare forehand error from Steffi. No real pressure on that one.
That might be a case of an inconsistent bounce because it was a pretty good serve, but you can see how Amanda, at the last split second, had to make an adjustment to hitting the ball and didn't do a good job of it. And there she's made another adjustment. And of course, as soon as you believe that the surface is a little bit inconsistent, you start looking for bad bounces. Sometimes they're just not there.
The one thing you could say there, Bob, is it's the same for both players.
You could say that if you wish to.
40-30.
Yes, ma'am. That's the shot we've been waiting for.
Watch how low she gets to hitting this backhand. It's a slice from Steffi, and she's way down. She's almost on her knees. So low is the shot, and comes up with a humdinger. Deuce.
Advantage, Miss Graf. Game is Graf.
Well, the serve from Steffi Graf in that service game was definitely Jekyll and Hyde. There were some brilliant serves and there were some pretty awful ones. But she holds serve eventually, and we're 5-all in the second set.
Second service. Letter D.
A very clever finish shot from Steffi there. She's really got Amanda moving all over the court here, side to side. This is a wonderful get from Amanda, and this is very clever. Takes all the pace off, so even though Amanda had a chance of getting it with full power, no chance with the short one.
Because Amanda plays with so much topspin on both wings, she's able to play the shorter ball cross court. This is the previous rally. It was a beauty and easily put away with a shorter ball.
That was a very strange service for Amanda Coetzer. No pace, halfway up the service court, and she was under pressure immediately from the return. And now 2 break points for Steffi for a 6-5 lead. There, for the first time in the match, Amanda's starting to attack the Graf strong side beforehand. 2 break points saved, we're deuce.
Advantage, Miss Graf.
Well, she hit that second serve with a great deal of uncertainty, not going through the ball at all, and that ball just dropping into the net, giving Graf a break point once again. Pretty to watch. She was only at the service line when she hit the ball because she came in late, fooled Steffi completely. But, she certainly rushed Steffi tremendously.
Yeah, overall there by umpire Rita Lewis. The baselinesman didn't call. Very, very quickly in. The umpire towards the point. So a point for a 6-5 lead. Well, the first forehand caused the problem.
Watch this here, Mike. You see how quickly Steffi gets to that ball, and it's up high. It's up chest height when she hits it. So many youngsters would just take their time to get. That's a beauty. That's the best one that she served tonight. Look how short it is. And wide, just on the sideline.
Well, it was a struggle. But Amanda Coetzer holds serve. And for the second time in this set, Steffi Graf is going to have to come out to serve to stay in the set. A lot of inconsistencies tonight, Bob, in the serving ability of both ladies. A lot of doubles, a lot of aces, mixing it up, and really inconsistent serves.
Tends to be a little bit of inconsistency in all their play tonight. I think it's perhaps the first of the three matches that's causing them to do that. But their ball tosses on their serve seem to be all over the place. And it's one of the problems that the players, in my opinion, have with all the traveling that they do nowadays. You know, it's all very well to get from point A to point B via the aeroplanes. You can get there very quickly. But it can throw the old balance out a little bit, and if in the case of both these players being right-handed, if their left hand is out of sync a little bit, only has to be out maybe 1%, can throw the ball out horribly in the ball toss. And I've seen so many different ball tosses here tonight. It's just incredible.
Well, there was a chance. That serve was not particularly deep, and Amanda a little cross with herself there. Double faults now. 13 for Steffi And 6 for Amanda. Far too many for this quality of player.
This time cutting the second serve out wide, not for the first time. Not for the first time reaching rich rewards.
40-15.
It looks to me like maybe Amanda is not seeing the ball very well. The lights are good. It's obviously just her focusing is not all that good because she's backing up when she's returning. So she's falling backwards, and that's throwing the timing off.
So another brilliant forehand winner from Steffi Graf. Moves the score along to 6-all. And we're into a second set tiebreak. There is that big forehand, spots the gap and fires the winner. So Amanda to start the tiebreak, first to 7 points with a clear margin of 2.
I'm not sure that either of those players thought that that serve was good. It was called good, of course. Neither moved. And the all-important mini break, the first mini break for Steffi.
Correction was good.
Oh, overruled by Rita Lewis that time, so the point will be replayed. It'll be a first serve, even though the overrule came on the second serve.
Wow. Now that forehand really just found the perfect part of the court. Right on the sideline, just about a foot inside of the baseline. Brilliant. Oops. Good. Right on the line. Looked to me as though for a second there she'd missed it.
3-0 has dropped.
Steffi holds both her service points. Now in quite a comfortable 3-0 lead in this tiebreak.
Brilliant.
3-1 has dropped.
Big point coming up now, 3-2 for Steffi on her own serve. She can go to 4-2 by winning this point. Certainly Amanda would like to get to 3-all.
Return. There's nothing wrong with the serve, but that two-handed backhand down the forehand line puts Steffi under a little bit of pressure. And we're all square in the tiebreak, 3-all.
That time Amanda actually stepped into that backhand return of serve and hit it very, very cleanly. They're back on serve now at 3-all. A lot of pressure on Amanda now. She's 4-3 down. It is on serve, but she really cannot afford to lose either of these service points. dear.
5-3 Miss Graf.
Well, that's not the right time to serve a double fault, if ever there is a right time. Now the tie break, very much under control of Steffi Graf. And that missed forehand, forced error there, gives Steffi Graf 3 match points. Big serve puts the match to bed at Westridge Park. Steffi Graf opens up the Spa Challenge with a 6-3, 7-6 win over South Africa's Amanda Coetzer. Bob, a game that went in fits and starts, had some good points, had some bad points, but a little bit of inconsistency from both guys.
Yeah, absolutely, but it was pretty good tennis, though. We saw enough good shots that it can only be encouraging for the next 2 matches. So we did think that all 3 matches would be humdingers. This wasn't quite a humdinger. It was good. I think the next 2 are going to be humdingers, and I'm looking forward to them very, very much. And hopefully everybody else in South Africa is as well. Steffi winning 6-3, 7-6. The tie-break at 7 points to 3.
We have a memento for the winner, and then a trophy for the overall winner of the series. And I'd therefore like to call upon the winner of tonight's match, Steffi Graf, to come and receive this little memento. Thank you, Steffi. Steffi, I'm sure the crowd would like to hear a few words from you.
Well, I'm happy this is my first stop. Yay! If the tour continues like that, I'm gonna be overwhelmed. I mean, I have never ever seen anybody, go out on the court. And I mean, I have not seen anything like that and take their shorts off and try to court.